Hello and welcome to the SPS Fantasy Football Weekly Podcast. Your hosts are Eric Boyd and
Correct.
Jason Priestmeyer.
It's Jason.
So we're going to just look at all the matchups for the week, give you any kind of insight that we have, try to make it a little fun, and what matchups we have looking forward to next week. So the game of the week for me was the
Well, it's my game. Is my game of the week. No, but
yes, exactly. It was the
game is everybody's game.
The Coachella Shake Weights, now coming from Austin, Texas, versus the It's Mike Vick in a Box, Jason Priestmeyer. It's the divorce between the web team that's battling this week.
You know, it really was. There was a lot of shaking something in someone else's face and saying, "Hey, I'm the top dog here now."
Don't be shaking anything in anyone's faces.
Well, that's just how Trey rolls.
You used to be the metrosexuals. Let's not forget. All right, so let's look at the quick box score from this game, and the big money score.
Well, the main thing, Vic in the Box felt pretty good about this game all weekend long until Monday Night Football, and very late last night. Just Wes Welker went crazy and decided to catch a dinky little pass from the 1 yard line to get him out of the end zone.
Yeah, he had a tremendous catch and run. That was great.
And then just go score. No, they didn't need to, but he felt like he had to do it. And thankfully, Trey left him on the bench.
Oh, so you panicked. You checked it, and he was on the bench.
Yes. Then I got to do my little happy
Well, let's
dance.
see who he played instead of Wes Welker.
Well, let's see. That's wide receivers. Ooh.
Wide receiver, he had Deshaun Jackson with 21 points. That's good.
Yes.
He needed to be in there.
Very
Dwayne Bowe pulled in a massive amount of 1 point. And at his flex position, Ryan Grant came in with a whopping 4 points. So 2 players, 5 points versus Wes Welker, 36 points. Not that great of a start. The rest of his lineup was pretty bad as well. Mendenhall garnered 3 points. Gore garnered 6 points. Let's see. His defense got him 8, which isn't terrible.
The Lions. Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh just stank it up in general. I mean, I had Roethlisberger starting. I was really, really going to be pleased with having him. I picked him early enough in the draft, maybe too early, but I was like, oh, Roethlisberger, he's money. I'm going to get all kind of points, but he's just 12. So I was not.
So who was your big score for the week?
Well, as a joke almost, or my last pick, I picked Cam Newton. I thought that he had potential. No one else saw it. I didn't see it. And he got 42 points in his game, along with his
he's a work in progress.
He is.
He's a good guy to have on your bench. A bye week for when's the Steelers bye week? Like week 7?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so maybe he'll grow in. It'd be nice to have the bye week be that 42 points, but not guaranteed that.
No.
I see you had Steve Smith on the bench as well.
I did.
37 points
together. That would have been
an
amazing hookup, but that's fine.
But Ray Rice pulling you through with a big 31-point output. Your defense coming through. Falcons defense with 18, which is amazing because they were terrible, the Falcons.
Yeah, so true.
To get 18 points out of them, was there a punt return or something?
I do not know.
Let's go to the full box and let's see.
Exactly here.
Let's do the full box. And,
all right.
We can see right there.
So, full box.
Yeah, let's see what you got off those points. Falcons got you 1 TD, 1 interception, 5 sacks for a total of 18 points. Nice.
Not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Ray Rice is what I was most pleased with because I kind of took a chance skipping over some guys like Arian Foster in the draft and taking
that played out well.
Rice.
Yes.
And
I think Ray Rice is poised to have. He'll be the number 1 pick next year in fantasy football.
Well, maybe we'll switch over to Keeper League or something like that.
We will not.
Okay, let's see who's next. Do we want to go over to
let's go to the full box. Let's go check out the other Harrison, see how she's starting in her first affair versus Glenn Brown.
Oh, boy, I know the answer to this already.
Yeah, well, let's just start. I mean, she didn't have a bad output. 109 was her total. She got good production from McCoy.
Yeah.
She got 30 points out of him. Schaub was a little off with only 12 points because of he had a couple of picks.
Yeah.
Or else that would have made that 16.
I think they really ran.
And they ran the ball a lot in the second half. Turner, with his big ass, got a 18. And Mike Wallace, good debut, 15 for her. She was a little down on her on Jeremy Macklin. I think that's gonna hurt her. Show her bench. Let's see what.
Alrighty.
It's right there. Let's see who else she could have played on her bench. Anybody worth it?
Just Ryan Fitzpatrick would have been better
Well,
than
that's her
Schaub
QB.
in
She was
this
never going to
case.
start Fitzpatrick over Schaub. That'd be like you starting Cam Newton over Roethlisberger. It just wasn't going to happen. It's just an anomaly on your bench.
Trey might give her some bad advice. Who knows?
I mean, he could. Yes, she doesn't really have that strong of a wide receiver core in general. So I think she was kind of stuck with that. She only has one other wide receiver, Jerome Simpson.
Oh, I thought that said Jessica Simpson.
Ooh, that'd be way better. Well, I don't know if she could get the 4 points that Jerome got. But
That's about it, I think.
she didn't do much in tight end, and she was decent on kicker. But what happened to her
Here's Glenn.
wasn't going to matter because Glenn Brown destroyed her with 141 points, 34 of which was Matt Stafford's debut.
Ooh.
The fact that he started Matt Stafford rather than Matt
Ryan.
Ryan was an amazing call. It took some stones.
That's true. And I'm looking at the double digits all across his scoreboard, and Felix Jones with 11, Hightower at the flex position getting 15 does not hurt. And then it just gets better from there. Hakeem Nicks 17, Calvin Johnson 20 points.
Holy shit, Matt Stafford was 24 of 33, 305 yards, 3 TDs, 1 interception. That's a pretty damn good day.
And he rushed for nothing, but gosh, oh man.
He looked good. I
was
liked
just
him going
showing
into
off.
the draft. It just never fell to where I could grab him. I grabbed Bradford instead, which is going to be the bad choice because he looks like he already got injured.
Oh yeah. So the only thing Glenn could have done better that he didn't need to, but he could have put Aaron Hernandez on
As tight end
instead of
Jermaine
Finley.
Finley.
But I don't think. Yeah, that's a tough call. I wouldn't have done that.
You know what? That might be something
next
that he
week.
does next week, and then that could haunt him again the next week.
It could.
It could work the same way. Those kind of matchups, they suck.
Well, let's see how you did against Jackson.
The
Vertical Smiles.
serial butt slashers.
And please change your logo.
No,
It's not a probe anymore.
That will still slash your butt.
That's not
Don't
good
think
slash.
It won't. It makes a
Oh.
gash.
Oh, ow, it stings.
For
Just thinking
me, I had a not very good week, actually. I mean, I scored 104. It was a struggle. I had some guys on Monday night to help me pull that number up, being
Yeah.
Seabass, Sebastian Janikowski, kicking a 63-yarder last night to garner me 13 points.
Ooh.
Mike Vick had a good start, 27 points for me. Andre Johnson, 15.
Mhm.
I took out Miles Austin and put in Steve Johnson. Wait, no.
Oh yeah. No, there's no mouse.
Yeah. Do the bench. Show my bench.
Oh, you said,
No, show my bench. You're showing vertical spots.
I
It's
thought
right
I
there.
had both of them clicked.
Yeah, it's right
Yes,
there. There you go.
da-da-da-da.
Technical difficulties. Yeah, so I took out
There it
Austin
is.
because he was going to be on Revis Island, and he got 15 points. So that cost me 3 points, but I thought it was worth it because Miles Austin was injured. He was going against a good defense. Pulled him out. I didn't really have anybody else on my bench do well other than Kevin Cobb, who got 31 points, but he's my backup quarterback. I never started him over Michael
Yeah,
Vick.
no.
So 104. Man, if I get that next week, I think I'm going to lose. I mean, looks like everybody's scoring well early on. So much for that lockout.
Yeah, right. Well, Jackson didn't do a lot to talk about, but I feel
Right, I got lucky playing Jackson.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
Joe Flacco getting 26 off of his bench just
Well, his
blew me
high
away.
man,
I didn't see that.
17. Oh, no, his defense got him 20. That was his high score, his defense, with 20 points.
Jets Jets. No one saw. Yeah, they saw Jets pulling out over Dallas, but that game kind of surprised.
And it doesn't look like, it doesn't give you credit for the touchdown on the punt block. So he could have more. But
Oh, well,
so 74 points, yeah, that's
and only
sad.
61 on his bench.
His bench wasn't that good.
Yeah,
I only had
about the
60
same.
on my bench.
Yeah.
So we were about the same on the bench. So that was just bad for him, good for me. I got lucky just playing him, beating him by 30.
Well, there wasn't much of a preseason, so you guys are kind of shaking out all the kinks.
So the next matchup is the Houston Killers versus the penetration,
Oh,
backfield penetration.
There's
best logo in the business.
Matt, he needs a trophy for the best logo, probably for the best drafting strategy or most curious drafting strategy.
Yes, he definitely gets that. But
we
look
don't know.
at the killer score. Jesus.
I don't want to ever play against this team.
147 points, 35 from Aaron Rodgers, 24 from Forte, 20 from Darren McFadden, 16 from Beanie Wells, 21 from Reggie Wayne. Oh, my God. almost all of them in double figures, other than his kicker who got hurt on the opening play, and Brandon Lloyd, who only got 8 points. Everybody else is in double digits. That's an impressive start.
I don't even want to look at his bench. Oh, my gosh.
Bench had 137 points. Jesus Christ. What is he doing right that we're doing wrong?
I don't know.
26 points from Mike Tolbert. 33 points from
Cutwell.
Skinny Britt.
Yes. Okay, that's just too depressing.
What about Matt?
Good
what do you
job
got
for
over
him.
there? What's on Matt?
Well, Matt, I'm not going to pretend to look into Matt's mind and figure out what he had planned, but Phillip Rivers starting was a good idea. Not starting Drew Brees was a bad idea.
Drafting one or the other was the bad idea. I don't think he should have drafted him in round 2 and 3.
Back to back.
Obviously, he could have had a 3rd round pick, and it could have been somebody that could have produced more points than
Jonathan
3
Stewart.
points that Jonathan Stewart got.
Or Lee Evans, who I don't even know if he was playing this past week for Baltimore. Looks like he has.
Ooh, he has the plaques.
0 points.
Plaques
Does
go
he?
Burris.
There he is on his bench. Yeah,
Sweatpants.
nice.
That's what he should be, the sweatpants.
Ew. Jordy Nelson, I think, was another good pick by him.
Gordy
only
Nelson
13
is
points.
in there. Look at that, 13.
Jordy was doing good the other night. He looked really good. So,
Well, we'll see what happens with Matt going forward with his 2-pronged quarterback attack. He can't start them both, and no one's going to trade. I haven't seen a trade since 1997 in fantasy football.
ooh, good point. Good point. Well, let's see. Maybe there's the logo. We'll look at that one more time before we leave.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know what to call this game.
The DBA game of the week was Team E-Rocks versus the Asian Burritos.
Asian Burritos. Oh, he's got a new drummer. Good.
Oh,
good,
look at that. It's
good
animal.
logo. Wow, man.
Talk about them. What do they got?
The Asian Burritos, just because they're on top, I guess they were the away team. Not a lot good to say here, Quinn, if you're listening to this.
Other than you were on top.
Yeah, and you know what? Your lineup, your starting lineup and your bench, very equally
Terrible.
scored.
You could combine them and lost to a lot of people in the league.
Yeah, Brad Bradford, as my girls call him. I don't know why. He got 6 points.
He is dreamy.
They kind of don't like him, I guess, because Oklahoma.
So he started Bradford over. He doesn't have another quarterback. Oh, he has Castle, who is terrible.
Matt Castle. Yeah,
Ugh.
Together they barely got double digits.
Boy, those are two. Because I mean, Bradford's a good quarterback. He's just now hurt, so he's going to be one of those
Yeah, he's
week
questionable,
to week
like you said.
kind of guys right now.
Jamal Charles, who was I think he was like ranked 3rd overall in their projections, or 2nd, and he only got 10 points. I don't know what Kansas City had planned.
Well,
It didn't do
whatever
it.
they did it wrong because they lost 41-7.
Peyton Hillis, 8 points.
Never pick someone on the Madden cover.
Yeah, that's why they put that out so far in advance, so you know.
So you know not to draft them.
Forget about Peyton Manning disappearing, the weekend before. When Hillis shows up on the Madden cover, it's time to find somebody else. D'Angelo Williams, 3, whatever. Percy Harvin, Mario Manningham. All these people are under 10. This is just...
I need to check. Percy Harvin had a touchdown. It doesn't look like it registered it.
Oh, really?
He had a kickoff return for a TD. Oh, it's there. Return TD.
Return TD.
Okay,
one
point.
One lane
so
point
you
for that?
got 6 points for that.
Boo.
No, he got 6 points for it.
Oh, you're right.
And he only got one other point
My bad.
for
Oh, yeah,
15 yards rushing. That's all he marked in there. So he did get his score right.
Yeah.
It was so low, I was worried.
I'm looking at Bradford. Looks like he had negative 15 yards rushing, so that probably didn't help him. But nothing would have. Let's try and polish a turd here. Ben Tate got 21 points on Quinn's bench.
Oh, nice.
And
yeah, he should have popped him in when he heard that Arian was out.
Yeah,
I would have took out D'Angelo Williams and popped him in.
Good call. You could have taken out 3 or 4 of those guys and left Ben Tate and still had the same output.
He would have still lost either way because of
E-Rock.
What was his last
This
night?
guy.
We saw something magical.
I see. I can't see your face, and I didn't get the visual clue. It's that Tom Brady with his beautiful hair.
He is dreamy as well.
We'll talk about overall point score for the past week, but Tom Brady
32
stole first
completions
place
on 48 attempts, 517 yards, and Monday Night Football record, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 51 total fantasy points.
Yeah, that's like it was his record night. He's in the top 6, I think, now for of the quarterbacks who've thrown for over 500 yards or whatever it is.
Yeah, my boy Warren Moon was number 2.
Oh, very nice.
I remember watching that against Kansas City Chiefs.
Quinn should have played Warren Moon last night. Chris Johnson didn't do that much, but I didn't see Tennessee.
He only
I
had
don't know.
9 rushes. I think.
What's up with that?
Oh,
he had a bunch of.
I think
he
they're
had 6
using-
receptions.
This is his preseason because he didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's coming off a holdout, and
That's true.
9 rushes when a guy usually gets 25. That's going to keep your totals
Maybe they
down.
mistook him for a wide receiver because he got 25 yards receiving. Actually, one more
so
extra.
6 screen passes.
Steven Jackson, who looks like he's questionable for next week. That's not good.
He's out. He's out for next week.
Okay.
Against the Giants, I believe. Oh, Monday Night Football.
Okay. Santonio Holmes, 7. Des Bryant did okay, 13 points over at wide receiver.
I think Des Bryant's going to have a pretty good year after watching how they go to him way more than they do with Miles Austin right now. He is huge.
And I don't know. I mean, his next high score after Mike Williams, Tampa Bay 11, and then Neil Racker's got 10 points, but that's because Houston was just scoring so
E-Rock didn't do very well, but if you take away obviously the 51 points from Brady made the difference.
Yeah.
His team wasn't very good. He didn't. Des Bryant was his high guy at 13 points.
Yeah.
If you take away Tom Brady, but you can't take away Tom Brady. He drafted him, so
exactly.
kudos to him. Sanchez
on his
the bench had 28.
He could have put Robert Meacham in maybe for another 13 points.
I think I would go with Robert Meacham now. That Colston's going to be out 4 weeks.
That's a good call.
I think Meacham's going to get a lot of the rocks now.
Colston's on couple of your teams, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt.
It's gonna hurt me.
That's gotta hurt. All right. Well, that is.
That's it for this week. Let's see who's going forward for. Oh, you want to see the high scores of the week?
Well, I thought the high scores was interesting. My crazy, ridiculous actually pick of Cam Newton was the point leader until late last night, when both Tom Brady and Chad Henne went crazy with 517 and 416 yards each, or respectively. So that was just 51 and 43 points is insane.
Yeah, that vaults Chad Henne to the top-rated free agent of the week. You think anybody's gonna pick him?
Who needs him? I don't know. Does anybody need a quarterback?
I would say Quinn.
All right, Quinn.
Quinn has Sam Bradford injured, and he has Matt Castle, who is terrible.
Quinn, you better go put that in your waiver wire now and hope.
And then start him against the Texans defense.
Doesn't beat you to it. The next available quarterback is Rex Grossman.
Ooh, sexy Rexy.
Hey, I thought that was your nickname for me.
No.
And Rex is still available, and he did okay. He had 28 points. I mean, that's better than okay, but the question is, can he keep that up over there in Washington?
What's the highest non-quarterback, non-defense free agency going into this week?
So defense would be 49ers.
Early Doucette?
Thing.
Is that it? Early Doucette?
Yep.
And he had 24 points?
24 points. Who did they play? Carolina.
Okay.
And
so we'll keep an eye on some of these free agents for next week, see if anybody picks them up and gets them in there on the start. That's usually how fantasy works. Everybody's going to jump on them today.
That's true. And, I'm just kind of going down the list, not saying them out loud, but it doesn't. There's a couple wide receivers in there.
Yeah.
A couple quarterbacks. I don't think anybody needs one. There's a tight end, Scott Chandler from
Buffalo had a big debut.
We'll see if they can keep that up.
He had 63 yards and 2 TDs. That's pretty tasty.
So that's the recap really of last week. Do you want to do any kind of
previews
next week?
Pick
a game of the week or something? Or
let's pick us a game of the week.
Okay, let's find out here. Regular season week 2.
Oh, right there's the game of the week right there.
No, this is exactly what I told you I did not want to
It's Mike Vick in a box versus Houston Killers, the two highest scores from last week.
Oh, I'm so scared. So let's hope just that Dave forgets to go set up his lineup.
Oh, it's a 1-point difference right now in the preview.
Yes.
Oh.
It could go either way. I'm going to have to really look at that. And I don't have a lot of room or even desire to switch lineups around, but I definitely want to stick on my bench and kind of – I don't think I need anything off the waiver wire is what I'm trying to say.
The Fighting Serial Butt Slashers will battle against the Moscow Berserkers. I'm a 9-point underdog to the Berserkers.
The Berserkers are going to go berserk on your butt slasher.
Don't be messing with me.
What else is going down? It looks like another Austinite coming down here to Burritoville. And
I got to travel to Austin, my team.
That's correct. So be sure and get some good rest on that bus.
Get all stinky.
Oh.
Patchouli.
Speaking of stinky, when Trey comes down to play Quinn, looks like Quinn is down 8-point underdog.
2 offers.
Yeah,
somebody's going to get off the schneid.
That's true. That could be the basement
What
game
is
of the
this?
week here.
Quinn is an 8-point favorite.
I'm sorry. Yes, he's a favorite. I said the opposite. So, I guess we could look at previews if we really wanted to get fancy like that.
Oh man, I don't know.
It's kind of it could come down to the kickers. Let's put it that way. I think Coachella's gonna kick their way out of.
Oh, Coachella! I didn't realize Coachella starts Romo, and on Sunday night I'm watching the game and I'm messaging back and forth with a buddy who's a huge Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of Romo, and he's like, "Oh, well, we're winning, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Okay." And then, sure enough, Romo happened, and I said, "If something bad happens to you in under 3 minutes, you were Romo'd."
Romo.
So I don't know how that guy's gonna do. I think he's overrated, just like all the other Cowboys. But that's just my personal opinion.
America's team.
Yeah, no.
All right, blame the refs at backfield penetration. Wow.
Matt is a 21-point underdog.
Matt might want to look at his lineup this week, or at
Figure
least
out
once
which quarterback
a
to
season.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go Breeze.
Maybe
Maybe
Rivers
I'd go
will kick.
Rivers. Maybe I'd go Breeze. I don't know. I'd be doing that every week if I'm him. What's the projection for his current 22 points?
It's only that's a 7-point difference, but he's going against Matt Stafford right now, unless something changes there on that lineup. But
Yeah, that lineup's gonna have to change.
I don't know. He needs.
I would take Jonathan Stewart out for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know who he has, but I think we pointed out he has some other players at least. Maybe Plaxico Burris or somebody.
Wow.
Somebody got to be better than Jonathan Stewart getting nothing.
Yeah.
All right, so that leaves us with one last matchup.
One back. As soon as this page loads, we'll find out who it is.
E-Rock versus. Who have we
Okay.
not said?
Didn't get too far. Who's
What?
left?
David
Jackson. It's got to be Jackson.
And I don't know what the early line is on this game, but it looks like Jackson is a 9-point underdog to the Fighting E-Rocks. Oh.
That's why.
Because of Tom Brady. Brady's predicted to score 30 points, which I predict him to score 30 points every game.
Yeah.
If you're going to throw it 48 times.
Oh my gosh. He's got to.
How amazing is this? So
he's an old man. He's got to go be some kind of records to.
Yeah, so he had 32 completions for out of 48 attempts for 517 yards. Ocho Cinco had 16 yards. And that guy went pretty high in the draft, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everybody thought Ocho was going to help Tom Brady. Well, I think Tom Brady doesn't need much help.
No.
Plus, he still has Giselle.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. So which is one of those is the game of the week?
I think yours. I think Mike Vick in a box versus
Dave
Houston
Ward.
Killer.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all put up huge numbers. It'd be good. And y'all are 1-point difference, so that's what I'm basing it on. Even the sim thinks y'all are 1-point difference.
I'll give you that.
So you're a 1-point underdog to the Houston Killer.
That's right now. So we will have to see what happens. It's going to be a long, scary weekend, I think, of just kind of watching that score. The gutter bowl is going to go, I guess, to blame the rest and backfield penetration, but that's not because of Glenn, I'm afraid. That's because I think Matt's just going to get creamed.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I think the Asian burritos are pretty bad as well. We'll see if his team can turn it around. I think my team's bad too. I think I just got lucky going against David Jackson.
I hear you.
And I mean, I got to travel to Austin this week to face the Moscow Berserkers.
I tell you, the game, we're at almost 24 minutes here. We're going to wrap this up. But I think the game I'm most looking forward to this season is when Asian burritos and backfield penetration meet in combat, and both of them, get negative points on each other.
Oh, yeah, like they run into each other and both fall down?
Yes. I think
Nice.
it'll be like one of those.
I was excited. Matt was there for the whole draft this time. He said he was going to pay attention to his team, and then he goes running back, quarterback in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
The first 3 rounds. So now
He has a plan, I'm sure.
He's an evil genius.
Yes. Okay.
He only had a monocle.
He's gay. Yes.
That's it for this week?
We can get him one. That's it for this week.
All right.
Thanks for listening. And if you don't hate this or are completely indifferent, we'll be back next week and see how it goes.
Adios.